Will you be voting?
Of course I will.
Are you voting? Who are you voting for?
I'd be voting for the county council. I'd be voting for my good friend and colleague, Joe Carroll.
Okay. Do you think he's been a good public representative?
An exceptionally good public, and one thing that impresses me with him is that actually your politics doesn't matter with Joe. If you want help, you get help. And that's always been the way, and I think he's taking a stance and very supportive, especially with the flood here in the flood committee here in Skibbereen. Been hugely supportive of them all the time, and I think that's why he's getting my number one.
Sharon Russell, will you be voting in the local elections?
I will.
Okay, and are you saying who you'll be voting for and why?
No, not yet, because I must check up more about who to vote for and stuff, and just figure out who I think is the best.
Patricia O'Sullivan, will you be voting in the local elections?
I will.
And who are you voting for and why?
I'm probably voting for Brendan McCormick and Holly McKeever Cairns. And why? Because, well, I read about bringing our young people back into the country, having motivation for them to be back here. By Brendan, zero poverty.
Teenie Decker, will you be voting in the upcoming elections?
I've promised two people that I'll consider it.
Okay.
I probably will.
Tommy, will you be voting in the local elections?
Oh, most certainly I would be voting. I would always use my democratic vote, you know? Yeah.
Kieran O'Sullivan, will you be voting in the local elections?
Yes.
You say that very decisively. Are you saying who you're voting for and why?
Yeah, well, I have a fair idea at the moment, yeah.
Can you tell us a bit more?
Who I'll be voting for? Well, no, I won't. That's my own business.
Sure.
Yeah.
Margaret Driscoll, will you be voting in the upcoming election?
Yes.
Okay, and of the candidates standing, who do you think would best represent your point of view?
I'm not quite sure yet. I haven't made up my mind on that one.
What are the issues that you're concerned about?
The issues, well, generally, I suppose that the big issue I have at present is the lack of towns having town councils, and that's where we need a strong voice in the county council, because it is now people are coming to me. You know, it is now I realise myself as well, the absence of 9 elected members in your own town who are able to get works done for the people in our own area. That no longer is the case. And I think it's shameful to think that Taoiseach is now seen to give continued support to the men who got rid of town councils in Europe.
Okay. The school system needs to change. The whole education, I feel, needs to change to make school more, to bring up the young people in more of a, less intellectual based and more practical based.
Okay. And what do you think are the issues going into the election?
Well, I mean, watching television, there's this, that and the other. You know, there's, as local wise, there's loads of stuff. Number one, anyway, I'd be on about the roadworks here in town.
Okay.
And road markings in town. With the job I'm in, I'd love if the markings and the lighting and everything in the town was done up a lot better than what it is. Right. And the sooner the better, do you know?
Okay, so infrastructure is important to you?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
For local wise here, travelling in Skibbereen every day.
And is there anything else that you think needs to be attended to?
Oh, the list is long, isn't it? I mean, health issues, do you know? Where do we start? Okay. Or where do we stop?
All I want is internet. I want an internet connection. The rest of the place is wonderful. Everything is running smoothly. I'm delighted with politicians and local politics. Everything is working except the internet.
No broadband?
No broadband.
Okay. Okay, and do you have particular issues that are concerning you?
Many.
Could you name them? What's relevant locally?
The environment.
Okay, and what specifically? Is it the plastics factory that could issue?
Plastics factory, the use of pesticides, insecticides, all of that.
And what are the issues that are of interest to you?
Well, the issues, I suppose, at the moment here in Skibbereen would be the plastic factory and the concerns about keeping West Cork healthy and the environment and everything.
What are the issues? What do you think is important?
Yeah, sure, no, it's just good to have good people locally that will, that will address local issues, and I'm glad to see young people in the election this time.
Okay, and what do you think are the local issues?
Actually, I mean, you know, like there's always local things, you know. I mean, you know, housing and roads and general things that affect people every day, their everyday life, that needs to be addressed maybe locally rather than nationally, because, you know, you can't beat people on the ground to understand what's happening locally compared to the national politics, because, you know, they get a bit removed from what's happening locally at times, like, you know.
So both of the councillors, or rather the candidates you've mentioned, they're first-timers, they're new faces. Do you think they have much of a chance of getting elected? Do you think there's a change in local politics?
I do, yeah, and I think they have a chance, yeah.
Right. And do you think local politicians have a role to play in getting these issues addressed?
They do, of course, because I mean they're meant to be our voice, you know. They're meant to speak up for us. Okay. So the right fella in should be doing the job properly, like.
And is there any other issues locally that concern you?
Not really. I'm a happy man, really.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you going to tell us who the two people you've promised your vote
Well,
to?
one of us one big party, the other one was of another big party.
Yes, but give us the name, Teenie.
I know, I've kind of forgotten. I have the brochures, I've forgotten the name. I think one is a Sullivan.
Right. And are you going to say who you'll be voting for in the upcoming election?
Well, yeah, I don't think I've anything to hide, because I'm proud of living in West Cork, proud of living in Skibbereen, and it's for the farewell of me, my family, my grandchildren. I think our representative at the moment, I think, is Brendan McCormick.
Okay, so strong voice in local government.
Yeah,
is
it's no
important.
harm, like, you know, they keep maybe the national politics on their toes too, and they, you know, while they might be able to solve problems locally, they can take them to the bigger picture maybe, and, you know, maybe help to get things done, you know.